Something unbelievable just happened. The Chicago Bears may have just pulled off one of the smartest steals of the entire draft. And somehow, almost nobody is talking about how big this move really is. If you're a real fan, hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video because what we're about to break down might change how you see this team moving forward. The Chicago Bears just made a move that feels different. Not desperate. Not forced. Calculated. Smart. And honestly, a little dangerous for the rest of the league. Because when a team starts making decisions like this, it usually means they finally know exactly what they're doing. Let's talk about the pick that has fans quietly buzzing right now. The Bears selected Dylan Thiemann with the 25th overall pick, and if you've been paying attention to draft boards over the last month, you already know this guy was not supposed to still be there. For weeks, analysts had him locked in as a top 20 prospect. Some even had him flirting with the top 15. So how does a player like that fall into your lap at 25 without you even having to trade up? That's not luck, that's value. Real value. And here's the thing, this wasn't just about grabbing the best player available. This was about solving a problem. A real one. The Bears had a clear need in their secondary. A spot that needed a true starter, not just depth, not just a rotational piece, a difference maker. And they got exactly that. But let me ask you this, did the Bears just get lucky, or are they finally outsmarting the rest of the league? Because when you look deeper, this move fits perfectly with everything the team has been saying all offseason. Speed. Versatility. Flexibility. They wanted players who could move around, who could adapt, who could confuse offenses, and Dylan Thean checks every single one of those boxes. This is a player who can line up in multiple positions. A guy who doesn't fit into one rigid role. And in today's NFL, that's everything. The old school labels, free safety, strong safety, they don't mean what they used to. Now it's about who can do more. Who can adjust. Who can read the game faster than everyone else. And Thiemann. That's exactly who he is. His athletic profile alone should get fans excited. We're talking elite testing numbers. Speed that jumps off the screen. Explosiveness that shows up in every movement. A vertical leap that proves his raw power. This is not just a smart player, this is a physical weapon. And yet, that's not even the most impressive part. What really stands out is how he plays the game. He's aggressive in run support. He doesn't shy away from contact, even though he's not the biggest guy on the field. He's just over 6 feet, around 200 pounds, not the most intimidating frame, but he plays bigger than that. Much bigger. He's one of those players who just feels like he's everywhere. 1 second he's deep in coverage, next second he's flying downhill making a tackle. That kind of range. That kind of awareness. You can't teach that. And now imagine pairing him with guys like Kyler Gordon and Kobe Bryant. That's not just a secondary anymore, that's a group of interchangeable pieces. A unit that can disguise coverages, shift responsibilities, and keep quarterbacks guessing every single snap. That's how defenses become elite. Now let's be real for a second, no prospect is perfect. There are moments on tape where his acceleration isn't as explosive as you'd want when changing direction quickly. He's not flawless. But when you're talking about a player who was projected to go much earlier, those minor flaws suddenly don't matter as much. Because the value is just too good. And behind the scenes, the message from the Bears front office is crystal clear. They're no longer reaching for players. They're no longer forcing picks. They're being selective. Patient. Strategic. They waited, and when the right opportunity came, they struck. They believe their roster is strong enough now that they don't need to gamble. They can simply take the best player available, as long as that player fits their system and their culture. And that's exactly what happened here. This was the perfect combination. Best player available meets a major team need. That's the kind of move that winning teams make. Now here's the big question. Question of the day: did the Bears just make one of the smartest picks of the draft? Or are we overhyping this move? Let me know in the comments. I want to hear your take. Because what happens next is just as important. The Bears aren't done. Not even close. They still have multiple picks coming up in rounds 2 and 3. And if night 1 was any indication, they're going to be aggressive if the right player is within reach. There's still a lot of talent sitting on the board. Defensive linemen. Playmakers. Guys who could step in and contribute immediately. And if the Bears really want to take that next step, this is where they double down. Imagine adding another impact defender to go along with Thiemann. Or bringing in a dynamic offensive weapon to support the offense. Suddenly, this draft class starts to look dangerous. And don't be surprised if they consider moving up. If there's a player they truly believe in, especially on the defensive line, they might not wait around. They might go get him. Because that's the mindset now. Not passive. Not reactive. Aggressive. Intentional. This team is building something. You can feel it. And it all starts with moves like this one. Dylan Thiemann isn't just another draft pick. He's a statement. A signal that the Bears are evolving. That they understand the modern game. That they're finally building a roster that can compete at a higher level. So yeah, giving this pick an A grade. That feels right. Maybe even conservative. Because if this player turns out the way many expect, we might look back at this moment and say this was the turning point. The moment the Bears stopped hoping and started executing. And trust me, the rest of the league is watching.